The United States and Iran appear to be making progress in their diplomatic engagement, with US President Donald Trump saying relations between the two countries are improving following recent meetings in Qatar. Speaking to reporters before departing on a trip, Trump said the United States was getting along very well with Iran and described the discussions in Qatar as positive. He said the denuclearization process was moving along well, adding that the meetings had been very good and that developments would continue to be monitored.
As far as things are going, the denuclearization of Iran is moving along well. They've had very good meetings, and we'll see. We hit them very hard for 3 nights, as you know, but we're getting along very well. So I call it the denuclearization, and it's all taking place. It's all going well. The stock market is setting records virtually every day. The oil price is way down. We're down at 68. I see it hit 68 today. That's lower than when I started the, I guess you could call it an attack on Iran so that they never have a nuclear weapon. So the oil price is now lower. The retail prices, the gasoline is coming down rapidly.
Trump also said Iran had come a long way in negotiations with Washington. Referring to recent US military action, he said, "We hit them very hard last week. I think they're fine," before reiterating that the objective remains preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Well, I think they've come a long way. We hit them very hard last week. I think they're fine. I think we're going to. It's the denuclearization of Iran. It's very simple. And Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Otherwise, all of this stuff that we look at, all of these things that we do, the country's never had activity like it's got right now. So we're building more factories and car plants and other things. We went for years without ever building one car plant. Now we're building many car plants. We're building AI. We're building all over the country. $19.1 trillion being invested. The record was like 2. And we've got 19.1, and it's going to continue. And when those buildings open, you're going to see something like the country's never seen before.
Diplomatic efforts have also continued in Doha, where Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani met with US negotiators Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. According to a statement from the Emir's office, the discussions focused on the progress of negotiations between the United States and Iran. The leaders also discussed the situation in Lebanon and stressed the importance of maintaining the ceasefire there. Iran has also confirmed ongoing discussions in Qatar regarding the implementation of its interim understanding with Washington. According to Iranian state media, Deputy Foreign Minister Qasem Gharibabadi traveled to Doha with a delegation that included representatives from Iran's Foreign Ministry, Central Bank, and Agriculture Ministry. During the visit, Gharibabadi met Qatar's Prime Minister and participated in a trilateral meeting involving Iran, Qatar, and Pakistan to review the implementation of the interim agreement. However, Gharibabadi clarified that negotiations on a final agreement between Tehran and Washington have not yet begun. He said working groups have been established to implement the existing understanding and prepare for future negotiations, but formal talks on a comprehensive deal have yet to start. While diplomatic efforts continue, tensions between Iran and Israel remain high. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz warned that Israel could carry out another military strike against Iran if it considers such action necessary. Speaking at a memorial ceremony for those killed in the 26th Lebanon war, Katz said Israel had already conducted 2 preemptive strikes against Iran and was prepared to launch a third if required. Iran quickly responded to the warning. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi issued a strongly worded message on X warning that any threat against the Iranian people or the country's leadership would receive an immediate powerful response. Responding directly to Katz's remark, Araghchi also said that if Israel ignored US efforts to restrain it, Iran would respond accordingly. Meanwhile, Turkey has once again criticized Israel's military actions in the region. Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan said Ankara has repeatedly discussed with its allies measures to stop Israel's military campaign across the Middle East. He accused Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of pursuing what he described as an expansionist policy that fuels chaos, instability, war, destruction, and genocide throughout the region. Israeli opposition leaders have criticized Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after he claimed Iran had already possessed nuclear bombs. Opposition leader and former Israeli military chief Gadi Eisenkot rejected the statement, saying Iran did not have nuclear bombs and accusing Netanyahu of creating a false narrative to frighten the Israeli public. Former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett also challenged Netanyahu's remarks, calling them false and accusing him of attempting to rewrite history. history. Meanwhile, Iran's Supreme National Security Council has said it continues to seek justice over what it described as the assassination of former Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and the killing of Iranians in the US-Israeli strikes. According to Iranian state broadcaster IRIB, the council said the file concerning revenge for those killings remained open and declared that those responsible would face justice in due time. Developments surrounding the negotiations have also affected global oil markets. Oil prices declined after optimism surrounding US-Iran talks eased concerns over potential supply disruptions. Brent crude futures fell 95 cents or 1.3% to $72 a barrel. US West Texas Intermediate crude dropped 54 cents or 0.78% to $68.96 a barrel, marking its lowest level since February 27. At the same time, OPEC Plus is expected to further increase oil production. According to Reuters, three sources said OPEC Plus members are likely to approve another production increase when they meet on Sunday. The expected increase is around 188,000 barrels per day for August, matching the production hikes announced for June and July. The sources stress that no final decision has yet been made, while OPEC has not immediately commented on the report. Meanwhile, commercial shipping continues through the Strait of Hormuz despite Iranian objections to a transit route introduced by Oman. Maritime data reviewed by Al Jazeera shows that 21 vessels, including oil tankers, have used the Omani designated route since June 29, when the joint Iranian-Omani Hormuz Committee first met to discuss navigation through the strategic waterway.